as concerning the traditional view of Romans 5.
Ah, yes.
There's a lot of people that think Adam's transgression, the way it's imputed to us, is that it flows forward by way of the seed and through reproduction, and so this original sin spreads forward now to all the human population. This view on original sin, I thought I would bring up 3 reasons that can't really be the right interpretation of Romans 5. So here's 3 reasons why that can't really be the proper interpretation of Romans 5. Okay.
This is a biggie. There's a couple verses elsewhere that kind of allude to Adam being the first man, but really when you look at Romans 5 differently, and really I think we come to find a more accurate way, there really is no verse to support Adam being the first man in the Bible, or the first man God created.
Yeah. We need to make the video that covers the big 3 verses that people struggle with. In 1 Corinthians 15, the first man, Adam, and then Romans 5:12 to 14, and then the third one in Acts 17, for God made all nations of man of one blood. So we need to make that video on the big 3 texts that people struggle with. This is a little different, though.
Okay.
This is just why the traditional understanding of Romans 5 isn't sufficient. So in Romans 5, it says this:
Wherefore, as by one man sin entered into the world, and death by sin, and so death passed upon all men, for that all have sinned. For until the law, sin was in the world, but sin is not imputed when there is no law. Nevertheless, death reigned from Adam to Moses, even over them that had not sinned after the similitude of Adam's transgression, who is the figure of him that was to come.
Now, they usually stop there. As a proof text, it's usually, the stopping point's usually like right there. So Romans 5, 12, 13, and 14 is the text in question. But let's think about the traditional understanding of this. There's 3 issues that come up that are problematic for it. And the first one is this: by the tradition sort of exposition of this passage, the original sin and spreading by way of the seed to the children, interpreting it that way, this doesn't explain how Eve died. You see that?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Like, why would Eve die if this is how death spread to all men? Because Adam was under the commandment, and Adam is the one that broke the commandment, and he's the first priest. And so when you interpret this passage through the old interpretation, it doesn't explain how Eve died. A lot of people have never really noticed that. So here's the second problem that comes up, interpreting it the way that it's traditionally understood. It doesn't explain how it's possible that there was a serpent in the garden who beguiled the woman. If this serpent was part of a immortal, sinless, perfect creation, how could a serpent beguile the woman in the garden? If, by way of looking at this through the traditional lens. It doesn't really explain it. You
Yeah.
see?
Yeah. Well, I think
And
some tried to say that like it was Satan or something, but that's not even alluded either.
right. A lot of people try to connect the serpent to supernatural evil somehow to explain that,
Mm-hmm.
and that's an indication that, see, their theology doesn't really explain it, but my theology explains it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just saying, and people will see how as we get into it. When we make videos on the serpent, man, that'll really blow some people away.
Yeah.
Once you know all about the serpent and what's going on, it's amazing, really. And then the third problem that comes up, though, from the traditional interpretation of this is it doesn't explain the corruption of the cosmos. Adam didn't beget the cosmos,
Mm-hmm.
So why is decay and corruption the laws of nature throughout the cosmos? In Romans 8, it talks about the corruption of the cosmos, but it never pinpoints a time when that occurred. And people that hold the traditional view of things, they read Romans 8 about the cosmos in corruption, awaiting the revealing of the sons of God, that it too can be released from bondage. It'll be read into that passage as well that, well, the creation must have been subjected to bondage when Adam sinned, like when Adam sinned,
Mm-hmm.
and it just doesn't say that, though, and so again, though, in Romans 5, it doesn't explain how the cosmos was corrupted as a result of Adam's transgression. So this older model of the way of looking at imputation, it doesn't explain how Adam's transgression was actually imputed to these things. Eve, the serpent, the cosmos, it just doesn't explain that. It seems to be only concerned with the human being, yet we see corruption all around, and they know this. They say, well, Adam's sin was also imputed to the creation. Oh, okay, so we have multiple imputations going on here or something, the system I hold is real simple. It's one imputation. So, but those are three reasons the old view on Romans 5 can't be right.